think I started with a pottery wheel and a lump of MDF on the top and mounted a router into that and put a pin in a pivot and made the arcs that way, passing the veneer past the cutter, and you know, that did for a while, got me going, and a few lights later, you know, got some money out of Arts Tasmania, a loan to buy a vacuum hold router, you know, which is a copy router, and so the four-step process that it took on the old homemade machine then became one-step process to make the profile. We still had to hand fit every rivet and every shade to each bracket, because the brackets were handmade as well, so each one was slightly different. So it was very much individual batch production. So now in 2012, you know, we're using laser cutting technology and can draw it on a computer, download it to the machine, and once it's in there, repetition, everything's just the right shape and size and location, and we use the laser cut metalwork to make the brackets of the lighting, so everything fits. We've married the technology from the metalwork brackets into the veneer, and between the two it all works very well. I've only had the laser for probably 12 months now, and I'm still coming to terms with that. It's opened up all sorts of avenues as far as other materials that we can process. We now make all our own packaging, which used to be a bind with the lighting because they're big and fragile, and you know, making 25 different lights to keep stock of 25 different boxes is just not economic. But now, you know, with the laser we can make our packaging to suit each fitting as the fitting's made. I remember my uncle, who was a woodworker, you know, used to look at wood turning and say, well, you know, you start with the most and it all ends up on the floor, you know, that there's a bunch of chips and that, and I've always been mindful of that, and I think veneer is you know, the most economical use of the timbers we have, and it shares it round. You know, you can make a solid table with 1-inch boards and you'll make one table, or if you veneer those boards you could make, you know, 10 or 15 tables, and 15 different people can have a sample of that special veneer. So that's how I view it, economic use of a valuable resource.